Yeah, I'll be working with size 43. The size is written inside the sew. You make your knot. Then you work 29 chains. 29 chains from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You work 29 chains. Yeah. Then you fix. The slip knit. On the next stitch, you single crochet. Then you turn. So once you turn, you skip the 2 stitches, the slip knit and the last single crochet you made on the sew. Then single crochet on the 29 chains. Yeah, after crocheting on the last stitch, so we're going to single crochet on the first and second stitch on the sew. Single crochet. On the next stitch, single crochet. So you turn. So once you turn, you skip 1 stitch, the first stitch, single crochet on the next stitch. Yeah, at the end you single crochet on the first 2 stitches of the sew. Then you turn. So this is the 3rd row. So to start the 3rd row, you skip the first stitch, single crochet on the next stitch. Then the next stitch, we are going to single crochet on the back stitch. We call it spark stitch. You see. The next stitch on the front stitch. On the next stitch on the back stitch. You can see it. Next stitch, front stitch. On the next stitch, back stitch. Back stitch, the front stitch. Yeah, you can see it. So continue working with that till you reach here. Yeah, you can see it. So at the end, you single crochet on the first 2 stitches of the sew. Then you turn. So to start the 4th row, you skip the first stitch, single crochet on the next. So you're going to make single crochet on the front stitch all through. On the front stitch, so you single crochet to this point. Yeah, you can see it. So on the 5th row, you repeat the same thing we did on the 3rd row. Crochet on the first front stitch, back stitch, front stitch, back stitch. Then on the 6th row, you maintain crocheting on the front stitch all through. 7th row, you repeat the same thing we did on the 3rd row. 8th row, as in continue with that till you work more 10 rows of single crochet. What you have at the end, you can see the design. So now we start the back design. So from here, you work 47 chains from here. Yeah, after working 47 chain, you fix here. So you're going to repeat exactly what we did on this front design. You repeat it on this back design. So here we are going to work 6 rows of this design. 6 rows. Yeah, after 6 rows, this is what we have. That's it. Then we start working creating these holes. That's it. So we start. So skip one stitch, crochet on the next one, then on the next stitch you single crochet on the back stitch, 2, the next stitch front stitch, 3, the next stitch back stitch, 4. So after making 4 single crochet, you make your chain, then you cut it off. That's it. So we are going to count out 4 stitches from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then on the next stitch we are going to single crochet. So before you start crocheting on the 5th stitch, so remember we are going to count on the last stitch here. We single crochet on the back stitch, so this should be front stitch, back stitch, front stitch, back stitch. So we are going to start from the front stitch here. Make one chain on the same stitch, you single crochet 1, then on the next stitch single crochet on the back stitch, 2, next stitch front stitch, 3, next stitch back stitch, 4. Then you make one chain and cut it off. You can see the space, so you continue creating the space to this point. Yeah, you can see it. Then at the end you single crochet on the first 2 stitches of the sew. So we're going to skip one stitch, then single crochet on the next, single crochet up to this. So you make 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then single crochet on this stitch, next stitch single crochet, yeah, you can see it. So after making your 4 chain, you single crochet on these stitches, you make another 4 chain, single crochet here, you make another 4 chain. So continue working with that to this point. Yeah, you can see it. So I'm going to work the same thing we did here. You work more 6 rows of single crochet to finish exactly what we did here. This is what you have at the end. That's it. So now we are going to work the back belt. Yeah, you make 21 chains. That is for the short belt. Then you count out 7 stitches from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you start from the next stitch. You slip knit. On the next stitch, you single crochet. Then you turn. So once you turn, you skip the 2 stitches. Then single crochet on the 21 chains you made. Yeah, at the end you make one chain and turn back. So once you crochet on the last stitch here, you single crochet on first and second stitch here, turn and skip the stitches. So you maintain these 21 stitches to work more 5 rows of single crochet. I'm now on the second row, so you work more 5 rows. Yeah, you can see it. So we work the long belt here. Yeah, for this long belt I did the same thing I did on this short belt. The difference is just the number of chains. Here I made 37 chains to start with, then work 7 rows of single crochet. the same thing I did here, but this one I work 21 chains. So the next thing now is to fix your buckle. So you fix this way, just stitch it round. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share to friends.